Good morning, and thank you for taking the time to review this financial decision brief. My name is Sergeant First Class Sean Nathan William Havens, United States Army, retired. I served as a combat engineer, MOS 21 Bravo, with 2 combat deployments to Iraq. During the initial push of Operation Iraqi Freedom in 2003 and 2004, and again during the surge in Ramadi in 2006 and 2007. Throughout my service, I led multiple combat engineer units in high-threat environments involving route clearance and explosive hazard mitigation. I was awarded 3 Bronze Star medals, including one for heroic actions under enemy fire, as well as the Combat Action Badge and multiple commendation medals for outstanding leadership and performance. Today, I am presenting research that compares the long-term financial impact of continuing employment versus relying solely on disability benefits. These findings demonstrate how staying employed protects independence and stability for both myself and my family, directly aligning with the mission and goals of VA vocational rehabilitation programs. This executive summary shows the 10-year outcome for each path. On the bottom bar, the 10-year work total reaches $576,351. The middle bar shows the 10-year SSDI total at $214,625. The top bar quantifies the difference between them, a 10-year income gap of $361,726. That gap represents the resources my family relies on for housing, healthcare, transportation, and my children's education and activities. For a father of 6, including 3 school-age dependents, the conclusion is clear. Continued employment is the only path that protects stability and opportunity. This slide outlines the core economic assumptions used throughout the financial projections in this briefing. The starting annual work income of $45,000 reflects the posted salary for the Security Operations Service Manager role. To represent normal professional growth, a 3% annual raise is included, consistent with typical performance-based increases. On the SSDI side, the benefit begins at $18,000 annually, which is the standard range for working-age veterans receiving disability compensation. The SSDI cost of living adjustment is set at 1.6%, while inflation is modeled at 2.5%. That difference is important. It means SSDI benefits lose real purchasing power every year, even when the dollar amount increases slightly. As shown in the bottom line on the slide, these are not optimistic projections. These are responsible, real-world assumptions that accurately reflect the financial risks my family would face if employment income were replaced by disability income alone. This slide compares employment income and SSDI benefits over the next 10 years in both nominal dollars and real inflation-adjusted terms. The blue line on the chart represents nominal work income. You can see it start at $45,000 and climb to $60,476 by year 10, reflecting typical annual pay raises. The orange line depicts real work income, which accounts for inflation. It starts at $45,000 and ends a little above $47,000. Demonstrating that wage-linked raises not only outpace inflation, but also preserve, slightly increase purchasing power. In contrast, the green line shows SSDI benefits in nominal terms. Although it rises from $18,000 to $21,096 over the decade, it grows much more slowly than wages do. The light blue line reflects SSDI benefits in today's dollars, and it steadily decreases year after year, dropping from $18,000 down to about $16,481 by year 10. The key takeaway is that employment income not only grows more sharply in nominal terms, but it also maintains or even slightly increases real purchasing power. SSDI, however, loses buying power each year, making it harder and harder to meet basic household needs over time. Social Security disability insurance purchasing power, nominal versus real. This chart shows why relying on Social Security disability insurance as a primary income source becomes more financially risky every year. The blue line represents the nominal SSDI payments, meaning the amount you would see on a benefit statement, including small annual cost of living adjustments. On paper, those benefits rise from about $18,000 to just over $21,000 over a 10-year period. But the red line tells the real story. After adjusting for inflation, the true value of those benefits steadily declines. Even though the dollar amount goes up slightly each year, it buys less. By year 10, the real purchasing power has dropped from $18,000 to around $16,500. That means the longer a working age veteran depends solely on SSDI, the more financially squeezed they become, especially as housing, healthcare, and child expenses continue to rise much faster. In short, disability income does not grow with the economy, it shrinks, and that puts families at increasing risk over time. Children's financial stability, work versus SSDI. This slide demonstrates how a parent's employment status directly affects the financial stability of their children, not only today, but 10 years into the future. On the left, we see projected income after 10 years. With steady employment and normal wage growth, income rises from $45,000 to just over $60,000 annually. In contrast, SSDI income increases only slightly over that same period, from $18,000 to about $21,000. That's less than half the income available to support the family. On the right, we see the impact. The percentage of income consumed by just the basics: housing, healthcare, education, and childhood activities. Underemployment, these costs require about 67% of household income, leaving room for savings, emergencies, and quality of life choices. But under SSDI, those same essential costs require more than 230% of income. That means every single month is a shortfall, forcing debt, cutting children's opportunities, or depending on government aid just to get by. The takeaway is clear. Staying in the workforce keeps income aligned with real-world expenses and provides the stability and independence children rely on. SSDI simply cannot sustain a growing family over time. Lifetime earnings and purpose. What's really at stake? As veterans, we know that progress and purpose come from continuing the mission, pushing forward, adapting, and earning every step. This slide highlights what's really at stake if a veteran leaves the workforce too early. SSDI replaces far less than what a mid-career leader has earned through experience and sacrifice. Once you step away, wage growth stops. No more raises, no more promotions, and no opportunities to move into higher-paying leadership roles. Employer retirement matching disappears, and future Social Security benefits are permanently reduced. Every year out of work means a smaller retirement check later when you and your family will rely on it most. And beyond the dollars, there's something even more important: identity and purpose. The leadership skills you built under pressure, the pride of providing for your family, the drive that service instilled in you, all of that goes underused when the mission ends too soon. You didn't serve your country to settle for survival income. You fought for a future worth building, and working keeps that future growing. Every year a veteran stays out of the workforce, opportunities begin to shrink. Skills that were once sharp from constant mission readiness start to fade. Hiring managers look at employment gaps and wonder whether someone is still ready to lead. And the longer that gap grows, the fewer chances there are for career advancement, promotions, and wage increases, the things that build long-term financial strength for a family. Returning later often means taking a lower-paying position than we've already earned, and weaker retirement growth that affects us for the rest of our lives. But there's an even deeper cost: identity. Veterans are driven by purpose. We're used to being relied on. Losing that can chip away at confidence, connection, and mental health. Continuing to work keeps us in the fight. It protects future earning power, keeps skills evolving with the world, and shows our children what resilience looks like. We didn't serve to sit on the sidelines. We serve to build a future, and working keeps that future growing. Healthcare and family benefits at risk. For many veterans transitioning into civilian life, employer-sponsored benefits are the backbone of their family's well-being. They ensure fast access to medical care, a strong network of providers, and consistent insurance coverage for children. When a veteran leaves the workforce and moves solely onto SSDI, that protection weakens. There can be delays, limited coverage, and in many cases, children may not have the same access they currently depend on. And while work provides paid time off and employer retirement contributions, SSDI offers none of those safeguards. That means when medical needs increase, as they often do after years of service, families may be forced to make difficult financial choices. Your service earned dependable support, not delays and limitations. Working keeps your family covered, keeps healthcare reliable, and keeps your household strong during uncertain times. Administrative and legal uncertainty risk. Families depend on stability, especially when children rely on the income a parent brings home. But SSDI is never guaranteed long-term. Veterans on disability undergo regular medical reviews, and even a small sign of improvement, or any attempt to rejoin the workforce, can trigger benefit cuts or termination. When that happens, there is no warning and no safety net waiting underneath. Lost income can instantly put housing, healthcare, and basic needs at risk. And in some cases, SSDI can demand repayment of benefits if they decide a veteran wasn't eligible for the full amount. Working protects your family from this uncertainty. Continued employment ensures the stability your children deserve, a future based on strength, not vulnerability. What VR&E can provide to protect family stability. Vocational rehabilitation is not just about getting a job. It is about securing independence and long-term stability for veterans and their families. For veterans transitioning back into civilian life, VR&E offers the support needed to move into leadership roles that match the skills and values we developed in service. It provides certifications, professional development, and accommodations that ensure disabilities don't become barriers to success. In cases like mine, continued education isn't optional. It is what enables a stable and suitable career. The doctorate in management at UMGC prepares me for remote, policy-focused leadership positions where I can excel without compromising my medical limitations. VR&E's legal mission is clear. Training must be provided when it leads to suitable, long-term employment, and when it supports disability accommodation. And that is exactly what this path does. I'm not asking the VA to lower expectations. I'm asking to fulfill them. My goal is independence, advancement, and the ability to provide a strong future for my children. With VR&E's support, that is not only possible, it is the most responsible and mission-aligned path forward. As veterans, we don't back down when the mission isn't finished. We adapt, we overcome, and we move forward with purpose. VR&E was established to ensure that service-connected injuries never become lifelong limitations. Its mission is to restore independence, enable civilian leadership, and support the education required to sustain a family with dignity. Approving my doctorate in management pathway directly fulfills that mission. It positions me to continue serving, this time through leadership in education and policy, roles I can perform successfully despite physical limitations from service. This is not about replacing ability with dependency. It's about transforming sacrifice into strength. It's about ensuring that a veteran who has already served his country can continue providing for his family, continue contributing to his community, and continue leading with honor. Together, let's honor the purpose of VRD and finish the mission. I'm ready to move forward, and with your support, my family's future stays strong. Thank you for your time and for your dedication to veterans like me who are still working to build a strong future for our families. My service isn't over. It's evolving. With VRNE's support, I can continue serving through leadership, education, and community impact in roles that match my abilities and support my children. Together, we can finish the mission and ensure the future my service earned remains protected.